Hello and welcome back to Here We Tow. As many of you know, we got our used motorhome at the start of April, and although it was immaculate when we got it, we drove home and the first thing I did was set about with my disinfectant because I've got a bit of a thing about things like that. So while I was cleaning the motorhome, the one thing I noticed was the toilet seat was stained because obviously it had been used by other people, and the toilet cassette was obviously quite well used. So what I decided to do was have a look at replacing the toilet cassette and the toilet seat. And the reason for that really was for hygiene reasons. I don't know who's used that toilet and I just felt a little bit uncomfortable about that. So if you've recently bought a used caravan or a used motorhome, or your own caravan and motorhome, you've had it for many years and you could do with a bit of a freshen up of the toilet system, this vlog might be of use to you. So this is what I'm going to be replacing my toilet seat and my toilet cassette with on my Thetford. It's the toilet fresh up set. So here it is. Now basically you can order these online, or you can obviously buy them at your caravan accessory shop. These retail at £95. However, what I have spotted, and I'll just show you, the club magazine dropped through our door a couple of weeks ago, and at the moment the Caravan and Motorhome Club in the magazine have an offer, I noticed, and they're selling them for £85 on their online shop. So if you're a Caravan and Motorhome Club member, they're currently £85.49. So I'll just mention that because that was a bit of a money saver. So that's basically what it's going to cost you to replace for that bit of peace of mind. This is it. Mine's arrived. This arrived on Thursday. It comes just in this box. And what's going to be in here is literally a new toilet cassette and a new toilet seat. And I'll show you how we're going to swap those around in a minute. You need to make sure if you're ordering one that you order the right one for your caravan or your motorhome. Now, on this fresh up set, there's 3 different models. We've got the C200 series, the C250 and the 260. And then we've got the C220. And it might be just visually you can tell which yours is. We've got blue, we've got orange, and we've got yellow. The other way to do it is when you pull your toilet cassette out, if you look on there, it'll actually have a number on it, and that'll tell you which model in the series yours is. So that's how you know. So make sure you do order the right one, otherwise it won't fit in the cassette, and the toilet seat may well be a bit different. So this is the box. So what do we get in the box? Well, I'll just stand up and show you. So as I say, basically it is literally just to replace the toilet seat and the cassette. Okay, so there we go. So if we open it up carefully, now I'm opening it with you, so I haven't seen it yet, but we've got a little piece there. That's obviously for the top of the toilet. We've got the actual cassette itself there. We've got some instructions, which I'm the sort of person that always reads those. And then back here, we've got our new toilet seat and cover. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a quick look through these instructions, and then I'm going to fit these various parts. The toilet cassette box, I don't think I need to read the instructions. I know that's going to be a straight swap, but I am going to need to know how to swap that over. So what we'll do is we'll get our toilet cassette and we'll shoot outside and we'll get that swapped over first. So we've jumped outside and we're going to do the toilet cassette first. Now, this is our model toilet cassette. As you can see, it's orange. Now, I mentioned about the number. Now, I'll show you on the bottom of this one, because obviously it's clean, I can turn it upside down. You'll see there's a barcode and there's a long number. Now, right at the end of that long number, you'll see on ours it says C250, C260. So that's telling you the model that you're going to need. So when you look at your toilet cassette, check that number and it'll tell you the model. Yes, you can marry it up with the colours, but you can be absolutely sure with that. Now, as we do the change, there's also a new bracket. I don't think you 100% have to change this bracket, but it probably is useful because then this is at least the same age as this. So we'll do that next. If we open up our toilet cassette and lift out our used box, which obviously comes out quite easily. And as I say, this has had quite a bit of use, and this orange button's just about had its day as well. when you dispose of these, dispose of them carefully. Take them to a local tip or something, or keep them as a spare. If you give it a really good disinfect and then keep it as a spare, or if you are motorhoming and going off grid and don't have access for a toilet for several days to empty, you might be it might be useful to have that as a spare in the garage with you, and you can do a swap and stay off grid a little bit longer. Now, this is the bracket that I obviously just mentioned a little bit ago. So there's one of these in here and it's up above. It explains what to do in the instructions. But basically, it could be a little bit stiff, this, but the bracket is this bit here where I'm holding, and we need to turn this firmly this way. So it's going that way till it clicks. So I'll just move around and do that. Right, so it's clicked, and now we need to slide it so it's free of those bits, and then we're going to pull it out. There we go. It is a bit tricky, I'll say that, but I've done it. So yeah, that's the piece that's come out. You see it's got a bit of staining from where people have obviously used their toilet chemicals. So that's replaced with the brand new piece, so I'll just swap those round. If you're doing stuff like this, you might want to wear some disposable gloves. For me, I'm just going to wash my hands really well afterwards. I don't get on very well with plastic gloves, if I'm honest. So I'll swap that round. So that's just going to go back onto the piece where we pulled it out. Okay, so that's pushed back, and then I'm going to push it on, and there we go. So that's clicked into place. It's nice and firm where it should be. So that's the bracket in. Right, so the bracket's in. I must say that could be made a little bit easier, but we've done it. And if I can do it, then anyone can do it. And this is the new cassette. So the new cassette, quite simply, it's just going to slide in. Make sure, obviously, your little handle's dropped in, and that's now ready to go. Whether you put some chemicals in before you set off, it's up to you. That's the toilet cassette. What we'll do now is we'll go in and we'll just go through how to fit the toilet seat, because I think that's going to be a little bit more complicated. So we'll go in and get that sorted out next. So we're back by our toilet. Now we've got a swivel toilet, and it's not a big space, as you can see. So what I'm going to be replacing is the pod, which is in this bag, and then I've got the toilet seat and cover here, which is like an all-in-one piece. Now, I've had a look at the instructions, and it says how to remove it. So I've never done this before, so just bear with me. This could be a total disaster. But basically what we're going to do is remove the toilet lid and seat first, and then the pod, which is that bit, which is at the back on this, we're going to remove that second. So it says what I need to do is push these two pieces this way and then pull upwards. Right, so that's come off. Again, takes a little bit of fiddle. I'll just put that out of the way because that's disgusting. So there we go. What I have got as well is I've got some disinfectant ready because I'm going to give this a bit of a clean. So that's the toilet seat itself, and now we just need to remove the pod, which is here. So the toilet seat's off. I've given it a good wipe around, so that's given me a bit of peace of mind at least. And what I've discovered is obviously every day's a school day, we all learn something. We don't actually need the pod on ours. So from reading the instructions, yours might not have a pod, but you'll get it in the pack. So check the instructions. We've discovered that we don't use the pod, so I can't show you how to fit that, but basically it just goes down, straight down onto this part if you do have the pod. So that's how you would fit that. It's literally straight down. It's got some little grooves, as you can see inside, that are going to slide down. You would put this on first, your new pod, before the toilet seat, but it's all in the instructions. So unfortunately, I can't do that bit. I was quite looking forward to fitting my pod. So we'll move on to the toilet seat and cover. And as we can see, this is a one piece. Now, what you just need to be careful of here is these little bits here, they're just sort of suspended within the loops of the lid. So make sure you keep all that together, because otherwise it could just fall apart in your hands. So I'm just going to recheck my instructions about doing that. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing is we're going to fit it over onto this sort of like lug on the left hand side. I'll just put it there to show you. So where this juts out on the left, I'm going to fit this bit in first here and then pull outwards on this side and then fit it in. So hopefully it'll be as easy as it sounds. It probably won't. So if you just bear with me a second. So I'm just going to measure, line it up on the left. There we go. That's that side. And then right, that seems to be in place. So I'm sorry about my screen, there's not much I can do about that. But as you can see now, I just have to move this screen forward. So the lid lifts nicely and the toilet seat lifts nicely and we're done. So there we go. So that is a completely clean and sterile toilet seat and lid and a new cassette. So if you think that's something you might want to do, that is the Thetford Fresh Up Kit. As I say, it's normally £95. The club's got it at 85 if you're wanting to buy it a bit cheaper. I bet if you look online and hunt around, you'll probably find it for cheaper than that as well. I must admit, I didn't do that. So there we go. So hopefully that's been a bit of use to you. It is a little bit fiddly, I'll say that. And then once you've done this, please go and wash your hands, because you don't know what you've been touching there. So I'm going to go give my hands a wash now. I will be safely disposing as well of my toilet seat and lid, because again, that's contaminated with human materials that we don't need to see or look at. So there we go. Hopefully that's really perked up your Tuesday. I know it has me. So there we go. As always, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.